Hey, so I'm here with Justine Gines, who is a beautiful, awesome actress who took my class, and I haven't seen her in a little bit. And I got this letter from her that was so beautiful. It was like a gift. It was a gift, Justine, to hear that, to read that letter that you sent me, because of course I want to know that what I'm teaching is working. But I love hearing about your successes, and I love hearing about how, you took what we did together and just went and ran with it and booked all kinds of work. So first, give me a little recap of all of the bookings that you had, because that was a lot of bookings.
Yeah, there was quite a bit. Like what you said, we haven't spoken in a while, and I believe the last time we've spoken was when I was struggling and trying to figure out what is going on with myself, with my life, with my work, with my craft. Um, and once I started applying what you've taught me, everything just kind of took off, and I've never felt so inspired, so um, motivated, so free. Um, but yeah, some of the bookings were, some of the bookings were, there were a lot of commercials. Um, and one was for Tim Hortons, one was for um, some big company, like insurance company in the US. And that one was actually crazy. That one was when I knew that what you've taught me was literally working, was because every day I wrote on my journal, I am traveling to Montreal. I'm traveling to Montreal. I'm traveling to Montreal. I'm traveling to Montreal. And like a month and a half later, I got that booking where they were like, okay, we're flying you to Montreal for a week
Wow.
to work. Yeah. So I was like, I was blown out of the water. I was just so speechless. I was like, wow, okay, like I did not expect it to be happening and working so fast. Um, yeah, so that was a pretty big one. And the last booking that I had for the year was for a feature film. And it was my first ever feature film ever. And it was for a principal role. And I was on set for 5 days. It was pretty good.
That's
It was insane.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, it
five
was
days.
great.
That's a good
Right.
amount of time for your first feature.
Yeah. I I'm still speechless to this day, honestly.
That is so great. So I guess it was a good investment then.
It was a very good investment. It's actually so crazy because like I was looking back at it and just doing my reflection for the end of the year. And people have always talked to me about meditating and all that. Like they've introduced it in like the dance school that I went to, and what they told us was to just sit there and just sit there. That's how they taught us. And there was really nothing that they gave that allowed us to actually apply that to ourselves. Um, and then when you came around, there was just something in me that was like, wow, okay, like this is it. Like this is how I'm going to progress with my like within myself, in my career, with whatever I want. Um, Before I met you, actually, I took the plunge to quit one of my full-time teaching jobs because I wanted to focus more in acting. And then I was, obviously, after you make a big, choice like that, you go into like this like survival mode, right? You're like, what the hell did I just do? What am I gonna do now? And then so I was kind of just going in that, I was giving off that energy. I was just like always in a survival mode,
Yeah.
panicking, and it was just not a good energy. And then when you came around, you introduced meditation, working within yourself, working on your mindset, working on like just you in general, because if you are not okay, everything that's around you is not going to be okay,
Mhm.
right? And it really clicked into me that I used to play as a victim with with my life, like as a lot of people do. And um after learning from you and after, doing more research within myself and, about meditation and stuff like that, I've realized that, I have to be the cause to cause and effect. It's not what the environment does to me, like I can't, everything outside of me I can't control. And how is it okay to leave your cards to things that you can't control? So that's when I realized that, wow, I've just been letting other things drive my life, like drive the steering wheel. And it was just such a big shift.
You
And
went from
it
being a
was
reactor to an actor. Isn't that interesting?
right,
To go from being
right,
a reactor, just reacting to outside things, to being an actor in your own life, where you are
exactly,
initiating, you are the one choosing what you think and what you
right,
do and how you live every single day. That's so great.
exactly. That was really, that was, it seemed like a very simple thought, but yet no one no one has ever taught me that. No one has ever like taught anyone that. Like it's actually crazy. I was talking to my partner, I was like, people are not taught to think this way. People are not taught to approach life this way. And
Mhm.
it's really sad and upsetting because people would be in so much, like in a better state of mind, like in just life in general, if
Yeah.
people approach life this way.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, wow, this is, it's not even like, it feels like magic, but it's not. Like it's just like, it's a simple thought,
Yeah.
a shift, a simple shift.
Yep.
And yeah, yeah.
Does feel like magic, but it's empowerment. It's empowerment.
Right,
It's like, so there's one of the easiest ways to market, to sell product, is fear, is inducing
right,
fear in people, which then makes you not able to think, just like when you're acting and you get nervous and you can't think. So fear makes people not be able to think, and then they want to buy something or get something from outside of themselves to make them, to change their state, right? And that
right,
is the
right.
basis of marketing. Tell people, uh-oh, something's wrong with you, and then you have to
Right.
buy this product, or so that's kind of that's why there's, I think, so much of that, because and in just in our culture, so much fear, because it makes people want to buy stuff. It makes people easier to control. So when you're not in
Exactly.
fear, no one else is controlling you. You are, right? You are driving your own boat,
Right.
ship,
Right.
car, whatever. So,
Whatever you want to drive.
you went from not working to 8 bookings in 1 year. So
Yeah.
then this
Well,
whole
even
thing about what am I going to do for money? I guess that wasn't really such a big issue after all, was it?
right, right. And I was remembering what a friend of mine, Jessie, which is also somebody that's taken your class. And I remember reading her post saying that like everything that she's invested in you has like came back tenfold. And that's literally what happened with me as
I love
well.
to hear that, because I mean, it's not real, it's investment in me. Yes, I benefit, but it's really investing in yourself and your career.
Right,
And
right,
then
right,
it should pay you back. Like when you take a class, you invest that money, you should make that money back. That should be, and I've done
right.
that too, where I've spent, $1,200 on a class, thinking like, am I crazy? This is a lot of money. And then I end up making $10,000, like during, just like literally because I put that money into that class, so that I take myself seriously. And now I've got some skin in the game. I just spent some money, so I'm a little more focused than
Right,
I would be if I was like, not so invested. So it's
exactly.
yeah, people don't get that. It's like, you got to, imagine if you wanted to open a convenience store, how much money would you need to invest if you wanted to open a convenience store, like a small little
Quite a
business? A
bit.
lot.
Right.
So with
Yeah.
acting, we have to, we don't have to invest that much money. We have to invest that energy, time, focus,
Time,
attention. And
effort.
yes, there is some money
Yeah.
involved. Yeah, but not, I mean, not as much as a convenience store. So that's the good news.
No.
So tell me about some of the, like, what were some great moments for you on these bookings? I mean, the 5 days on a film set, that must have been pretty awesome.
That was insane. It was so it was so crazy because you know, like just like any other actor, you're like, whatever, like I'm not gonna, it is what it is, whatever happens, happens. And then I had totally forgotten about this audition. And then in the middle of the night, my agent sends me kind of like a callback audition, but they just asked me to do a shadow boxing. And I'm like, I have no idea how to shadow box, like, because I play like some sort of a villain in this um, film. And then so I went the next day, called up like the closest boxing club in like Etobicoke.
Howdy,
And I was
girl.
like, okay. Yeah, I was like, I need to learn how to do this properly. And I need to like, again, it goes back to investing in yourself and,
Mm.
you know, and I was like, no matter what happens, I get to experience something different today, you know, like even if I don't get the gig tomorrow, because it was a feature film and I'm a very new actor. Like I was like, okay, I'll try to be positive, but whatever, I'll just leave it to the universe. And anyway, so that was really fun going in for a private, learning how to box. And now I've discovered that I like boxing. So I was gonna, right, yeah. So, but I was gonna start doing boxing classes, but since everything is closed, we can't do it anymore. But once everything goes back to being open, I will return to this new hobby that I've developed because of this booking.
That's amazing. You could probably get an online
Yeah,
course. I'm guessing some of these gyms might have people coaching online, which is
yeah,
a great way to spend lockdown time.
right.
Not that
To
there's
stay
any, not that
fit
it's
and
ever great,
moving.
but to take an online course is a great thing to do because you can set up a gym in your own house. And we have a home
Right.
gym now since this all started. So we have a home gym and we just let go of our gym memberships and just work out. We have a heavy bag and my son does boxing in the
Oh,
gym. So
wow. That's
yeah, so it's a great
awesome.
way to release teenage stress for him.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'll hear it, it's
especially
like
this
bang, bang,
time.
bang. Like, what is going on? Oh, he's in the gym.
Makes sense. Another example or another experience that I had, I think the Montreal was really just like a big, big thing for
And that was
me.
a US commercial.
Right. Yeah.
So
Um,
a little more,
yeah.
yeah,
It
awesome.
was the biggest
Woo!
paying job I've done.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
it was
like
the
winning the
biggest paying
lottery.
job I've done.
Yeah, it's
Right.
really great. Yeah. I'm
And
so happy
yeah,
you
they
had
were
that experience.
I was like, what? I was very surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, they flew me from actually I was flying from Saskatchewan because I went to a wedding. And they flew me from Saskatchewan to Montreal, put me up in a beautiful hotel, and I was literally on set for like 2 days, and I was literally just working in front of a camera for like 45 minutes each day. The 2 days I was on set, I was there for 45 minutes. So I was basically just like getting paid to be a tourist. I've never been to Montreal. I've been to Quebec, Ontario,
Yeah.
but I've never been to Montreal. So it was like nice to just kind of get paid to, you know, take in the
Yeah.
city.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I met a lot of people from set. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm it's just all surreal to me. I'm
And
actually in this process of like putting little TikToks for my
oh,
experiences
that's great.
from a set. Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of like the new project that I have, is to kind of just be a little bit more active on social media and kind of share my
Mhm.
experiences as an actor.
That's
And
great.
yeah.
That is so great. I can't wait
Yeah.
to see them. So much
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, yeah. And I got to actually book a bell job with a former Raptors player,
Fun.
Junkyard Dog, JYD, I think. Um, so that was fun. It was like a night shoot, and yeah, I was like the hero in the commercial. That was pretty nice to see, and everyone has probably seen it like at least like 100 times, they said.
That's
Been playing a lot,
fantastic.
that's what they said.
That is fantastic.
So
Now, how was
yeah,
it?
it's
Because this was a big year for you as an actor.
right.
How did you find
Mm,
yourself on set, like handling your nerves and dealing with your, things that might have come up, like demands of the set? Because there's a lot of pressure once you get on set, especially when you're getting paid a lot, right? There can sometimes be
right.
a feeling of pressure, and like, how was that for you after? Because you did a lot of practice on your self tapes. Did that translate to being
Yes.
on set?
Yes, one thing that really like stayed with me from your class, I mean, obviously there's a million things, but um, it's taking a breath before you
Mhm.
do anything and just taking that moment for yourself.
Yes.
I
I'm so
can
glad you
vividly
remembered
recall
that.
this.
That is the
Yes,
best
no,
thing.
it's very important. It's very important. I I remember this vivid like moment when I was on set for the Montreal job, and I just stood there and took in everything around me, and I could just see the lights, everybody, and just the energy. I could just feel it, and I was like, that moment, I knew that this is what I want to be doing for sure. And it just felt like felt like an outer body experience. Is that like is that crazy to say? But and I took a breath and everything went smoothly. Everyone was happy. They were like, wow, everybody else like took a long time to do that shot. You took like 30 seconds. I'm like, what? No way. Yeah.
Wow.
There has been a lot of great compliments from like directors and like producers. So
That's
it's really
fantastic.
important to do that,
Oh
to
yeah.
take a second, and
Mhm.
it's made a difference even just for self tapes for me too. So
Taking that breath, it seems like, oh, I'm taking a long time, but really it's just a few seconds and it makes all the difference, doesn't it?
right,
That's so great. I'm
right,
so glad to hear that you did that. And you did that
yeah.
for
So
your, you gave yourself that moment to collect yourself, and you see how much easier it all goes. It just takes out all the stress.
right,
Yeah, that's great.
I need to apply that to my life though, like
Yeah.
as well. Because sometimes I'm like, okay, what else do I need to do in the house? Like I'm just going go 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 go, but sometimes I forget to breathe in just real life. So it's
Well,
very important.
this is the thing. It's a practice. It's a practice. And you keep practicing all of these things in your career and your life. Because sometimes you might find, oh, I had this great year. And then you might find that it goes away. You lose the magic for a
Mhm.
minute and you just feel like, oh, what happened? It was great, but now it's over. And now I'm just back to this again, like Cinderella after the ball. And,
Right,
just remember that you can always restart that. You can always get that back, because now that you know that you could create that and you could do that, you know how to do it. So even
right,
if it feels like it goes away, it's like going to the gym. If you're fit, and you're super fit, and then you stop going to the gym and you kind of get unfit, you get a little flabby, and then you go, oh, well, if you want to get
right,
fit, you know what to do. You just go back to the gym or whatever,
right,
or dance. So same thing with all this acting stuff, and the manifesting and the creating and the, meditating. No matter how far you sort of get off of it, you can always just jump back on and it comes back right away. So you can, you
right,
sit down, you write in your journal, what do I want to create? How do I want to, you get that clarity. You can, even if you run the course again, even if you feel like you fall off the beam, you go back into the course, you watch one or two of the videos, and then you'll be right back in it, right back to creating
right,
magic. So yeah.
right.
So once you've got it
And
and you know how to do it.
you've also mentioned about mind movies before, and I've actually been using the mind movie quite a bit. So I revamped it at the end of the year, like in November. So just watching it every day after my meditation, it's been
Oh
really
boy,
helpful
that's
just to
great.
stay like focused.
That is
Yeah,
fantastic. Let me tell you,
journaling.
it's so powerful. That mind movie that I made a year ago, a little over a year ago. I got to tell you, I had a bunch of horses in my mind movie, and galloping on this hill near a mountain. And I was living, in the city and didn't have any horses or any plans to get horses. And now, a year later, I live in that video. I have a bunch of horses out there on a hill in front of a mountain.
What?
Yeah, I live in
I know you moved.
I live in a house in the country with a herd of horses. Yeah. And
And the
then
horses are yours?
yeah, I got 5
Oh
horses.
my God,
It's like
that's so
I was
beautiful.
watching my mind movie, making myself cry here. I was watching my mind movie that's, a year old, and I was looking at it going, I cannot believe how every single thing in this mind movie that I created has come true. Everything from the
I
the
love
um, the
that.
house to the countryside, the horses, right down to the streams and the mountains. Everything that I put in that movie, I now live in my mind movie. And, and I'm like,
Yeah,
wow, that was quick. That was super
that's
quick.
so awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah,
every year
that was exactly
it's an opportunity. Like, okay, so check that one. I got all that one done. So now what do we want to create? So it's really
right.
it's endless.
Right.
Every year you can go, okay, well, I got all that. Now what do I want to do? So yeah, so fun. So
That's
fun.
awesome. Yeah, you've really inspired me to do that as well. Like the feature film booking was in my mind movie as well.
Wow.
So I
Mhm.
know, like I was like,
I
what is
know it
going
really is.
on? Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So I'm just like, I can't wait to see what else is gonna happen. Like
I can't wait to see what else
I
you can do too. You got to let me know what's in
yeah,
your mind movie for this year. It's because it's so fun to share these things. So then you can celebrate, with someone else. It's like, oh, look what I created. And like I totally get it because it's so exciting. Like, I don't know what's more fun, the stuff that you create or just knowing that you could create it. Right. It's just,
right,
sometimes it's just, you write something down and it comes true. And it's just, that is the most exciting thing about it. The job is fun. Of course, the money's great, but the fact that you can
right,
do that you have the ability and the power to just
right,
create your life, that's where the real fun is. Like, that's the thrill that you get. And that's just a daily thing that you can do every single day. Every single day you can.
right. And that's why I said in my email to you, I was like, I feel magical. Like I feel like I'm creating magic out of thin
And you
air.
are.
Like
You totally are. But
and
it's not even
right,
magic. I mean, it feels like magic, but it's just the way we're meant to be. I really believe, we're creative beings, we're artists. We're not just artists in our jobs, we're artists in our lives. And all of
right,
the things, the skills that you need to do as an actor, controlling your mind, breathing, controlling your emotional state, choosing your thoughts, those skills are the same skills that you apply when you're doing your life, when you're creating your life. So it's like, as you're practicing those things with your life, choosing your thoughts and choosing your emotional states, you're practicing your acting skills. So that when you go to
right.
set, you've spent your life practicing the skills that you're going to need when you're under pressure on set. So how cool is
Yeah,
that? I mean, it's like a
that
win-win,
makes sense.
win-win all over the place, double, triple win squared.
Double whammy.
Well, I'm so happy to hear all this, Justine, and I'm really excited to see what you create this year. So I hope you share that with me.
I will. Thank
We
you
keep
so much
everybody
for
else
everything that
posted
you've
too.
taught me.
Oh, well, thanks for sharing your successes, and that email was just so beautiful. So, and I
I've
can't
been
wait to.
wanting to like write you an email, and I was like, this, I have. It's just
That
been
was
like
so
crazy busy
great.
with everything. And I was
Yeah,
like, okay, like I need to give some sort of like something to Nahani because like she's literally like triggered something in me that I didn't even know was there. And it's insane. It's actually crazy looking back at it
well,
because
it
I was
made
so
me so
scared.
happy. I know it's you. Yeah, we're all scared. And actually, when I got your email, I was in a place where I was like, I don't know, does anybody care about this? Am I helping anyone, or am I just here in an
You
echo chamber?
are.
So I was really like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I was like having one of those moments where I was like, I don't know if this
Right,
is doing anything. So when
right,
because everybody has those, even though I'm teaching the opposite,
for
of
sure.
course I still have those moments where I feel like, am I ever going to work again? Is anyone ever going to take my class again?
Right.
So
Right.
when I got that email, it was really like a gift, it was such a gift. It was like, yeah,
Okay.
keep doing it, keep going, it's helping.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
thank
That's
you.
so crazy. Like the universe just has its way of like
Yeah.
communicating to us.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. I've never talked like this before. So like hearing myself talk to people about this, I'm like,
It just makes life so much more interesting, doesn't it?
right.
Where you're
And
not just
fun.
getting up in the morning, waiting for the phone to ring. It's like, no, what do I want to make happen today? What do I want to create? What?
Exactly.
Yeah. And this kind of give and take communication that we have with the universe is something that I learned. Well, I remember an acting class very early on where the teacher was teaching that, but only one time have I ever seen anybody teach that, where it's like you're in this give and take. That's what art, to me, that's what art is. You're in this kind of communication with the universe as a living thing. Like it's not just a static dead thing, it's a living, breathing, energetic thing that's all around you. And so when you
Right.
interact with that and you co-create with that, I mean, that's when life gets really cool. So I'm glad you got that. It's a good year.
I'm still learning. I'm still progressing, but I'm happy that I've started to become something more than I thought I was.